Welcome, brothers. Today we're going to be talking about interracial pornography and your relationship.
In the YouTube app, go to notifications and turn on subscriptions. In the settings, go to notifications and scroll to the YouTube app and allow notifications.
Now, today's topic comes from a question one of our brothers posed in the Porn Reboot group. So it's potentially taboo topic, but I'm thankful he brought it up because it's a common thing that men observe when they begin their reboot journey. So he asked, and I'm reading this out, I've seen how the interracial genre of pornography has affected me growing up and objectifying all women, but particularly white women, South American women, and Asian women. And it's confusing to me because I'm in an interracial relationship and I don't want to believe that my porn use has influenced it. Now, this brother is African American. How can I come to terms with this? Are there deeper reasons why I have preferred to watch a black man performing over another race, or is it simply because I could relate to being a black man myself? Now, I'm glad this brother brought up his concerns about how his viewing interracial pornography might have influenced his real-life preferences. And based on the responses he actually received in our group, he's not alone in this experience. Now, there are a few points that I want to bring up, and there are a couple of ways I'm going to address his question. Firstly, your preference for a particular race is influenced by multiple things. Now, sure, porn probably plays a role in at least some of it, but it's far from the only factor. Your preferences are influenced by your culture and the environment you grew up in. They're influenced by popular culture like the media, social media, TV, movies. Sometimes even your religion plays a part in this. Now, if you grew up in an area surrounded by people who are the same race as you, you're likely to end up with someone who looks like you. Now, statistically and generally speaking, human beings evolve to be attracted to people who look similar to them. And this environmental factor is a significant contributor to your sexual preferences. At the same time, the rise of popular culture over the last few decades has shaped preferences too. So you're really impacted by the movies you watch, by the music you listen to, the media you consume. So for example, if you're a white guy who grew up watching BET, you might end up having a preference for black or Latina women. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just an example of how movies and television play a very real role in the development of what we call your arousal template. So many of us look at the women that we're with right now, and we can actually trace some of her features back to a TV show or a movie we grew up watching. And the particular women that they portrayed likely programmed your arousal template and has influenced your specific preferences. So what's porn's role in these preferences? Now, although the movies and TV shows shape your preferences, there's a difference between these influences and pornography, because pornography is an entirely different beast. Movies involve emotion and intimacy when portraying the women you see on screen. So they shoot the scene in a way that highlights the woman's femininity, her sexuality, her humanness, her ability to be sensual, but still within reason. But pornography is not about intimacy and it's not about emotion at all, right? So there are flimsy storylines that everyone jokes about, but it's really about sex and that's it. So when you struggle with porn addiction, it's basically flooding your senses with these over-the-top performances of sexuality and heavily influencing what you look for in real life. And when you add interracial pornography to it, you have the detrimental components of stereotyping and racism. So our brother here who shared this concern, he's rightfully concerned about the role pornography has played in his preference for women. Pornography involves extensive objectification. Then when you add interracial pornography, you add in the detrimental components of stereotyping and racism. And this genre influences the way men look at and fantasize about different races. So men like us who deal with a porn addiction, we then bring our pornographic preferences into our real lives. So men who aren't prejudiced or racist in their everyday lives suddenly find themselves acting out their fantasies when it comes to sex. And this creates a lot of guilt and shame, and it explains exactly why this brother is worried about his relationship. I do want to make it clear that your preferences aren't always wrong, okay? So there's nothing wrong with being attracted to particular types of people, ethnicities, or body types. Really, it's no one's business how your arousal template developed. But again, your sexual arousal preferences are shaped by a mix of environment, culture, and media. So the issue isn't with your preferences, but it's really with how you express them. But problems arise for men who haven't overcome their porn addiction. If you're still trapped by stereotypical racist fantasies portrayed in pornography, you're going to have a skewed perception of your preferences. You're likely looking for women with whom you can express these negative fantasies rather than a partner with whom you can form a trusting relationship. And through the responses that he received in our group, this brother realized that there's nothing wrong with his interracial relationships, right? Even if the porn he used to watch played a role, it's not the deciding factor for why he's with his partner today. They have a strong connection and a loving relationship that's built on a shared interest and similar direction in life. So if he were treating his partner poorly based on the harmful fantasies which are portrayed in interracial pornography, for instance, yeah, that would be a problem. But since he's overcome his compulsive behavior and porn addiction, though, his relationship doesn't stem from that place. His relationship with his girlfriend is a healthy, normal relationship. Now, interracial pornography may have influenced you at some point, but once you overcome your addiction, you'll learn what your true preferences are. So as you progress through your reboot, you'll notice that your preferences may change too. So when your focus shifts from, strictly physical to one that is based on intimacy, you develop a better understanding of your true preferences. And eventually your focus becomes finding a partner who shares your interests, passions, and values. So you shift from caring only about sex to finding someone whom you can build an intimate connection with. And I know this might sound impossible now for some of you, but once you control your out of control sexual behavior, you'll find that a healthy relationship with a compatible partner awaits you as well.
Whenever you're ready, here are 4 ways that Porn Reboot can help you out for free. The first way is to subscribe to our channel and make sure you click on the notification bell to get a new video every other day. The second way is to get a copy of the free book, Confessions of a Porn Addict, 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men. You'll learn about my personal struggle and the lessons I've learned over a decade, as well as strategies for putting together your porn reboot plan and ending your compulsive behavior with pornography or masturbation. So click on the link in the description below this video. The third way is if you're not sure where to start, but you'd like to learn more about my team and I, if you'd like to spend time with like-minded professionals, entrepreneurs, business owners, guys who work in sales, consulting, or high-level jobs, men who are controlling their behavior, then join our free and confidential group, the Porn Reboot group on Facebook. There's also a link to join in the description below this video. And finally, if you need help right now because you have a burning issue, your behavior with pornography is hurting you mentally, you're about to lose your relationship, you want to live up to your potential, you want to be an authentic man and free yourself from shame, guilt, and underachieving, click on the link in the description below this video that says free coaching call, or visit elevatedrecovery.org and click on the link which says book a call.